Dublin with a quite sensational win over Galway here at Croke Park. Finished 118 to 114, and I mean, from a Dublin point of view, there were so many heroes there. Danny Sutcliffe in the second half, absolutely brilliant. Ronan Hayes came up with a couple of points as well. And for Matty Kenny, this is 2 wins over Galway in 3 seasons. Obviously, they knocked them out of the championship entirely a couple of years ago. Galway will get a second chance here, but Dublin just hopping off the sod from the start of this game, fully deserving of their victory. They controlled large parts of this game and really upset Galway with the way they moved the ball around, with the turnovers. I mean, Joe Canning obviously had a bit of an off day. He certainly missed an awful lot of chances. Even he had 8 misses in the first half, and especially like early on when Galway were trying to force these goal chances. In the first 6 minutes alone, Galway went for goal 4 times, and they ended up not scoring until the 15th minute of the game, when at that stage Joe Canning knocked over a free. But even just in terms of getting a score from open play, it took 21 minutes when Conor Cooney got it. An awful lot of the forwards completely misfired for Galway. Dublin were ahead at half time, and I mean, Alan Nolan will certainly be a bit of a hero coming into this game. And a couple of years ago, he got a score from play against in the Leinster Championship, and he got a free from his own half in this one here. He was absolutely brilliant, to be fair to him, must be said. And the back line in front of him also, to keep this Galway attack line, who had been scoring so freely throughout the league, to just 114 in itself is just quite an incredible feat. But the efficiency of that forward line for Galway was it was pretty poor. Look at the first half alone. As I said, Joe Canning, who was looking for the highest scorer in championship history, he had those 8 misses. But the team itself, just a 24% return on their attempts, 0 from 5 goal attempts. And the spine of the team was playing okay for Galway. The back line was certainly doing quite well. Dahi Burke was centre back. Grode McInerney, despite wearing 6, he was back at 3. Likes of Darren Morrissey and Shane Cooney playing quite well. But maybe that half back line didn't quite dominate as they've done previously. Sean Loftus in midfield, he kind of struggled. Cathal Mannion was out the field, didn't really get into the game until the start of the second half, and it actually kind of looked like Galway were going to turn the game around just after half time, because Cathal Mannion won a couple of, he set up a score, he did a couple of solo runs, one which led to a free for one of his teammates won a free, and I think that was Joseph Cooney after a solo from Cathal Mannion. He looked like he was going to turn the game then, especially when he did a brilliant blind behind himself pass to Conor Whelan, who took on Paddy Smith and ended up burying the ball into the back of the net. But Dublin just kept going. They kept going. They had a couple of goal chances here. Rian McBride, he hit a wide on the 45th minute or thereabouts, when he actually had Ronan Hayes inside the 14 free, didn't see him and ended up hitting the ball wide himself. And at that stage you thought, well, maybe there's a big turnaround happen here, because Galway are only a point behind and there's still 25 minutes plus injury time to go. But still, Ronan Hayes, he had a chance that was saved low by Éanna Murphy. Really would have felt he'd put that away because he's such a good forward. But then it was Chris Crummy who came up with a brilliant score. And to be fair to Ronan Hayes, he'd missed his chance. But what happened was Oisin O'Rourke got the ball out in the corner over at the far side of the field, at the Cusack side. And Ronan Hayes drew himself away from goal and called Chris Crummy to come through on the overlap. Crummy he received the stick pass from Oisin O'Rourke. It must have been a 30 or 40 yard pass. Controlled it with the stick. Thought he was going away from goal too much, but still found the back of the net. And from that point on, Dublin just, their efficiency of effort in terms of in front of the post, they ended up with 19 scores from 31. Galway with a very, very poor 15 from 41. And for so many of these Dublin players, what brilliant performances. A special word to James Madden, whose father passed away during the week. He had a great performance here, and that was tough. And I mean, sorry, there's someone shouting for me just there. And Owen O'Donnell, he went off injured late on in the game. And you thought that was going to be a tough one from Dublin to recover from, because he's just established himself as one of the best full-backs in the game. He pulled up with a hamstring injury, and it actually allowed, because of that, Joe Canning was able to recycle the ball under pressure after being hooked from Danny Sutcliffe. And that allowed Galway to pull a score back. And Danny Sutcliffe, the way he stood up in that second half, that hook that I just talked about, getting back when he had no right to, scoring 3 points from play, it was just another fantastic performance. And Matty Kenny certainly seems to have what it takes against his own home county. He did it a couple of years ago, did it again here. But the big thing now is, can Dublin press on and get a Leinster title at the back of it? The first in they'll be looking for their first in 8 years. So many good performances from a Dublin point of view. And Galway, after the league they put in and everyone assumed they were second best team in the country, what a performance from Dublin.